chord. So x equals this. It's already isolated. The right equals all by itself. Then I can square both sides. So I have x squared here. And if I square the radical, it's just 6x plus 7. Now I have a quadratic equation. I need to solve for x. So how do we do that? That goes back to chapter 6. What do I need to do? Can't square root both sides because I just unsquare rooted both sides. If I square root both sides, I end up with the original problem.
Don't square.
It's a quadratic. What do you do with a quadratic?
No idea. It's been so long.
Chapter 6.
Chapter 6.
Ah.
What did you say?
Set it equal to 0.
Set it equal to 0.
Zero, that's what
X squared minus 6x minus 7 equals 0.
Oh,
And then what do I do?
that's it. Keep going.
Then what do I do?
So,
Oh, yeah.
Solve. How do I solve?
Thingamajigs.
It's called
Thingamajigs.
thingamajigs.
That's what it's called.
Thingamajigs, we put it into thingamajigs, also called factoring. Yes.
Close enough.
oh, I thought we were done.
A lot of good these reviews are doing you.
But we're still actively reviewing, right? So that's the purpose, right?
We're still actively reviewing, so this is that x minus 7 equals 0, x plus 1 equals 0. So x is 7, x is negative 1. So now you get to check them both, but you want to use the original problem. Is it true that x, we're going to have the square root of 6x plus 7? So if x equals 7, is it true that 7 equals the square root of 6 times 7 plus 7, which is the square root of 42 plus 7, which is the square root of 49. Square root of 49 is
Check.
7, and so it checks. So
Check.
that's an answer.
This is
Is it true if x equals negative 1, is negative 1 equal to the square root of 6 times negative 1 plus 7? Well, this is the square root of negative 6 plus 7, which is the square root of positive 1, and the square root of positive 1 is 1. And you notice they are not equal, so this guy gets tossed out. He doesn't check in the original problem. He does check in the problem I solved, but not in the original problem.
So then the correct answer is 7.
Yeah, the only answer is x equals 7. Isolate the radical. Now the radical has a negative 3 with it, so we're going to kick it to the other side. So x plus 3 equals that square root. Now square both sides. Now remember, when you square this, this is x plus 3 times x plus 3. So this is x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 3x plus 7.
Did you just FOIL that?
Just FOILed it, yep. That's the easier thing to do. So I just FOILed it. Now it's a quadratic, everything to the same side, x squared. Subtract 3x gives you a plus 3x. Subtract 7 gives you a plus 2 equals 0. Subtract 3x, I'd get a 3x. Minus 3x, minus 3x gives you a plus 3x.
Oh, okay.
Right. Minus 7 gives you a plus 2. And this factors into x plus 2, x plus 1 equals 0. So x is negative 2, x is negative 1. And then you say, well, neither one of them work because they're negative. No, the issue ends up being it cannot make the two sides have to be equal. And the original problem is x equal the square root of 3x plus 7 minus 3. So, is it true if x equals negative 2, is negative 2 equal to the square root of 3 times negative 2 plus 7 minus 3? This is the square root of negative 6 plus 7 minus 3, which is the square root of 1 minus 3, which is 1 minus 3, and that's negative 2, and it checks. So you can have negative numbers as answers, and it will work. Is it true that negative 1 equals the square root of 3 times negative 1 plus 7 minus 3? This is the square root of minus 3 plus 7 minus 3, which is the square root of 4 minus 3, which is 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3 is negative 1, and negative 1 equals negative 1, and it works. So I have two answers, and they both work. So your answers can be negative, but they have to check in the original equation.